All right, hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this webinar presented by Rally for College from the College Success Foundation. This is the Building Community on Campus session, and we're so excited that you all are here. My name is Juanita Ferguson. I use she, her pronouns. I'm an Aquarius, the best zodiac sign. I'm just kidding. I'm petty. I'm a program manager here at College Success Foundation, and I am an avid coffee drinker. And today I'm going to be facilitating with my amazing coworker who will introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Lorena Bobadilla, and I am also an Aquarius. So that's why me and Juanita get along very well. I'm also a program manager here at CSF. And I will be a grad student at UW at the end of September. So I think I saw someone here is going to UW. I might see you there. But welcome. Thank you guys for joining us.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to jump into our agenda for this session. We're going to have a little icebreaker, just have a moment to get to know each other, have some fun. Then we're going to just review the importance of community. What does that mean in college? Why does that matter? We're going to talk about student life, that definition. What is it? How to be involved? Why you should be involved. We're going to have a little breakout room session where we can talk about a few things. And then we'll just have a wrap up Q&A moment for everyone. So I can't really look at the chat and present at the same time. So if you have questions or anything comes up while we're presenting, feel free to put them in the chat and either Lorena or I will get back to you, or our wonderful colleagues, Amy and Simone, are also here. So if you need anything, let us know. All right.
So for the icebreaker today, I put a link in the chat. Please click on that link and then it will lead you to a Padlet and you can go ahead and answer all the questions. One thing about when you get to college, you will be doing a lot of icebreakers. So this is just preparing you for that when you get into a classroom, especially if you're in a quiz section or like a smaller classroom, you will be doing this a lot. So, there are 7 different questions and just take a few minutes to answer them. And then if you want to share out or explain anything further, you're more than welcome to.
Awesome. I see some really great things happening. I really want the favorite songs to happen. I need to update my Spotify playlist. So let's start answering that question, okay? My Discover Weekly was not it this week. It was very bad.
I see someone wants to graduate with their master's. For the future past, people are trying to go to the future. I agree, me too. Or have more time or money. So far, it's more time. And again, if anyone wants to unmute to answer one of the questions out loud, go for it. I see that someone wants to be an ASL interpreter. That sounds really awesome. I'll give you guys about 1 more minute. For future goals, I see someone wants to pursue engineering. For getting involved, I see clubs and sports, which is great. We're gonna have more information on that in today's presentation. But thank you guys for participating in the Padlet. Again, this is something that you're going to be doing in person when you're in school, and when you get to a new class, they're gonna ask you to introduce yourself, your name, like maybe where you came from, what your major is. So just be prepared that that's something that you'll be doing.
Yes, thank you, Lorena. Okay, can you still see my screen? Is it still?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right, so we're going to jump into what is student life and what does that mean? So student life in the more like broader sense is just the daily life of a student, whether they're living on campus or commuting to campus, typically involving social activities on campus, or the time that you spend with like your classmates and faculty or other members of the campus community. And when we talk about student life, we usually refer to this as clubs and organizations and just connecting with other students on your campus, whether that's maybe students like in your dorm rooms or in a particular academic program. A lot of schools, depending on where you all are going, will have, you know, a school of education or a school of medicine or school of sports, school of art and design. And so you'll be with the same people majoring in the same things. So you already have that in common, right? Or you can obviously make friends with people in different schools and who are pursuing different majors and learn about different people and different cultures and majors and things like that. Student life is also getting involved in student organizations, pursuing leadership opportunities. A lot of campuses have ways for students to get involved in the leadership at their own college, being involved in things like student government, student leadership. There's also campus jobs and internships, and participating in all of those things that is really important to you, or maybe it's things that you never thought you'd want to pursue. And the reason that finding community when you go to school is really important is, you know, just to be transparent, college life is really hard. It's very busy. It can be really stressful at times. And it can also feel really isolating and overwhelming. And all of these feelings are really normal. Going to college is such a big moment, and it's something to be really proud of. But your feelings of being like nervous and excited, but also a little terrified, are all super valid. I remember when I started school, I was terrified. I moved 12 hours from home. I didn't know anyone. I was so scared. And that's why finding people that I could connect with, who I became friends with, was so important, because when things got super busy, or I was like crying in the cafeteria because of my term paper, I had people there who were going to support me, and something to look forward to. And that's a huge reason why finding that community there is really important. And you also really need to think about building a support system, right? So in high school, you have lived with your parents more than likely, or guardians and people in your life who you've known forever, and you've had that supportive person. But for some of you who maybe are going to live on campus or are moving far from home, you know, they might not be close by. And obviously you can talk to them online and over the phone and, FaceTime and stuff like that. But it's important to have those people right there in your community. And so looking to make friends in college, like, can be your classmates, that person that you sit next to every week in your biology class, or someone you see at the library, or a study group. Those can be your support systems, right? I always had not support group, a like tutoring group for math. I was not a math person in college, and we would all study together. That's how I got through calculus. And those are things that are really important to cultivate and kind of make. They're not automatically there sometimes, which can be daunting, but it is possible. And another thing for support system is really take advantage of office hours. So all of your professors in college are required to offer office hours. And these are times where your professors literally just like chilling in their classroom or in their faculty office. And this is for you to go and ask questions and get clarification on an assignment, or get help with an idea, or if you don't understand something. And when I was first in college, I never wanted to go to office hours. I was so terrified of my professors because I was like, they're brilliant, I don't know anything. But eventually I did start going, and they were so helpful, and they do want you to learn. They want you to care about the subject that they're teaching. So I really want to encourage all of you to take advantage of that and that opportunity. And another thing is your college advisors. So Lorena in a little bit is going to go over like resources on campus, but one of the major ones is there is always an advising office on campus, and these people are trained to help you pick your classes, to really help you focus on your major and take the appropriate classes and find alternative paths, right? Not everything works out the first time or automatically, or things happen. And your advisor is there to really help you, make sure you get to graduation no matter what. And so I want to encourage you all to also go to your advisor at least once a semester or quarter, if not more, but just check in with them, help them, or let them help you make a plan. And here are some reasons to get involved on campus. When I went to college, I was definitely more of an introvert. Now I'm a little bit more of an extrovert post-college. But here's some reasons why getting involved on campus is great. It's a chance to build your skill set. You learn to do a lot of different things based on the organization you join. You become more collaborative, right? You meet more people, you get involved in certain things. That means you're working on your communication skills and your problem solving. And all of these things are really helpful in your personal life, but also when you start applying to jobs and want to have a career. It makes you more like marketable because you've already been doing this or getting involved. It helps you make friends, which is honestly the best. And it helps you create new networking opportunities. So a lot of reasons why I've found certain jobs is because someone knew someone who knew someone that I saw in college or I took a class with. And so that's really helpful. And also it helps you or provides you with more of a well-rounded college experience, right? I grew up in a really small town, so I was not exposed to a lot of things. So being in college, I was exposed to everything, and being involved in things that I was like, yeah, that's not really my thing, but maybe it is, I don't know, was so helpful, and it kind of shaped me as a person. So that's what being involved on campus can do. And it can build your self-confidence depending on what you join. You get out there, you meet new people, you kind of, figure out who you are, which is important post high school. So those are just some of the reasons. There's many more, and there's going to be specific ones related to you that maybe not for me. but it's definitely something that you all should do. And now we're going to talk a little bit about, we picked 4 different schools across the state of Washington to kind of go over maybe what they have, just to give you an overview. So Lorena is going to go ahead and take this part.
So at UW Seattle, I just put a little list of some of the things that you can do to get involved or to build community. So the first one is student life. So that's just a link that you can find all this information and get more details in depth. So there's fraternities and sororities, if that's something that you're interested in, Greek life. There's athletics, and not necessarily just in like playing for the school, but there's also intramural sports or clubs that are for sports. So if you want to continue to play sports, you can definitely do that. They have the hub at UW, so that stands for the Husky Union Building, and that's something that they have redone since I was last there. They have where you can eat there. They have a bank there. If you have the American Bank, they have that there. You can get a haircut there. There's bowling. There's so many different things at that one space. So that's definitely a place that I remember a lot of students would hang out, and especially now more than ever since it's expanded. There's about a little under 1,000 clubs at the university. And the cool thing is that even though there is 1,000, let's say the club that you're interested in isn't there, you are allowed to create a new club. You just have to go through the formal process of doing that. But there's so many different options of how you want to get involved based on your interests. And again, if your interests aren't there, you could be the first one to start a new club there. They have the Ethnic Cultural Center. So that also has been remodeled since I was last there. So that's a study and meeting space for students. They have computer labs, they have advising, they have a dance studio. You can also reserve space there to study, to work with other people. And a lot of students go there to hang out and meet other students of color. Again, if you come from a place of very diverse, that's where you can find your community. And then they also have the IMA, which is the Intramural Activities. So that comes a part of your tuition. This is not something that you have to pay extra. You just have to bring your ID. And basically they have so many things in there. They have an indoor track, they have an indoor pool, they have outside tennis courts, rock climbing, weight room, basically anything that you need to get active, to work out. And it's another great place for you to meet other students who are also interested in similar things to you. And again, you do not have to pay extra. That will be a part of your tuition. There's many more other things you can do to build community if you do attend the University of Washington, but these are some of the main things that are at that campus. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to either unmute or to put them in the chat.
All right, awesome. Yeah, UW sounds amazing. I wish that I got to go to school there. But I went to school very far away from Washington. So I wanted to also give you all some information about like community college, right? So not everyone goes to a university right out of high school. Some people choose to go to a community college prior to transferring. And that doesn't mean that you all don't have access to the same things. They might just be a little bit different. And so, for example, at Highline Community College, so pretty close to Seattle, has all of these different student activities that are related to student life. So they have tons of athletics, intramural sports program. They have a really awesome honors program where you can study different things and take honors classes, which usually means they're like smaller and you have to have a higher GPA to get into them. And they do a lot of like travel abroad things, which is super cool. They are very active in performing arts. So any of you are drama majors or just love the theater, there are things to participate in there. Tons of student clubs and organizations. And the best thing about in college with student clubs, like Lorena mentioned, is if you get there and there's not a club for something that you really like and you want to build a community around it, then that's something that you can create. A group of my students at a school I worked at loved like comic books, and there wasn't a student organization related to comic books then. And so they made one, and they had all kinds of events, and they, did cosplay and went to different things. And it was so cool to see them, create that space for themselves. So if there are things that you're interested in, you can do that at your campus. They have a really active student government at Highline. And what that means is student government on campus usually are involved in different things that are changing, whether it's curriculum or building a new art building or athletic center. And they participate in things with the board and kind of help be the face for students and give them a voice, which is really important. They have a great student newspaper. So if you're into journalism or writing or photography, those are things you can get involved. And they also have a wellness center. And so I think students, I don't know if they can go for free, but a lot of schools you do get to go for free. It's part of your tuition, but take advantage of all the free things. And anywhere you go in college, take advantage. And then Washington State University, so the same thing, right? Has tons of different recreation. They have lots of restaurants on campus that you can go to. They put on a lot of shows. And this school in particular does a lot of community events. So if you want to be a part of, your campus community, obviously that's great. But this also is just the community in general. So learning a lot about like where you live and the people that live there, which is important.
And then the next school that we have is Western Washington University. So again, they also have athletics and club sports. They have their own version of a multicultural center. I've been on their campus before and I visited this, and it's honestly really awesome. They have 19 diverse clubs. Some of those examples are Black Student Union, Korean Student Association, Latinx Student Union, and Queer Trans People of Color. They have a comfortable lounging space, TV with cable, plenty of desk space, computer supplies. And this is a space that students come, like, let's say if you're on campus and you don't want to go back to your dorm, like you can come and hang out either before class, after class, in between, and just have a place that you can, meet other students and hang out with. They also have a rec center where they can have, they have a pool, a weight room, rock climbing, yoga, kickboxing. They have a lot of different classes that they offer. So maybe, there's some things that you're already into that you can continue to do, or maybe there's something different that you haven't done before, like kickboxing. That's something that you can also participate in. And at Western, they have around 300 clubs. There is the link if you want to look in detail, what does that look like? And again, if one of the clubs or interests that you want aren't at that campus, you can create one as well. And then some common resources that we made a list of, not just to the 4 schools that we just went over, is advising offices, libraries, tutoring, writing center, and math center. As Juanita was saying earlier, let's say if you're someone who struggles with writing or math, they have people that you can go to that can look over your papers or help you study, so that you're making sure that you do have that extra support on campus. They have counseling. Something that I didn't know when I was a student at UW is that they offer free counseling sessions with a therapist for free throughout the year. So that's something else that if you connect with your advisor, they can connect you with someone if you are struggling with mental health issues. They have a food pantry. That also was something I believe that wasn't really, I don't think it was offered when I was a student, but as I was doing research, this is more common now among campuses. So if you are having hardships and struggling, to have food, you could go to food pantries, which you're allowed to go once a week, and they provide you with food throughout the week. You don't have to pay anything. You just have to bring your school ID, and they help you so that you have resources so that you are not struggling to find your next meal, if that does occur to you while you're at college. They have bookstores, they have disability access centers. So let's say in your class and you have a disability and they could provide someone that helps you write your notes. Or let's say you need to have all of your classes recorded. Getting in contact with these resources allow you to find out what's available to make it, more accommodable for you to get your work done and have those accesses. And then they have transportation services, and then they have a financial aid office. I highly recommend that when you get on campus that you do go to your financial aid office, because at some point or another, you're going to have to go in there, whether it is to clarify or if they have a mistake, just for them to know your face, because they meet so many people. But once you get to know the people that work there, it makes such a difference for them to get back to you, honestly.
Yes, please go visit your financial aid office, the Disability Resource Center. All of those things on campus are so helpful, and they're always free. We've talked about kind of why it's important. We want to have a second to go into breakout rooms, and I'm going to open them in just a second. But here's our instructions. We are going to have 3 different rooms, art and music. So if you're interested in any kind of extracurriculars, am I frozen? No, okay.
No, you're fine.
Okay, I got a notification. I was like, oh no, I messed up. So arts and music, if you're interested in any kind of extracurriculars related to that, go to that room. If you're interested in foreign languages and sociology and environmentalism and so many different things like that, go to society and culture. And if you're an athletics person, want to talk about that, you can go out. So let me stop sharing and open the breakout rooms. Okay, so they are all open. So go ahead and join whichever one sounds the best to you. And then we will be back in a little bit. Oh, okay. Do you think I should pause the recording?
Yeah, because it's not going to show anything right now while they're in the breakout room.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna do that.
Your CSF,
Oh, sorry.
CSF coach would totally love to help you find clubs and activities that you're interested in, specifically at your college. So if we didn't get around to finding out if they already have it, your CSF coach would be a great person to talk to.
Yes, absolutely. Great plug, Amy. All right, let me go back to sharing my screen. So I hope you all had a great time in your breakout room, got to hear from other people, think about what you're wanting as you start college so soon in a few weeks. Also, I meant to do this earlier. Congratulations to all of you for graduating. You have survived a crazy couple of years. And so I just want to say, so proud of you all. You did it. You're starting this next chapter, which leads us into this one. So take it away, Lorena. Oh, wait.
Oh, can you go back? Okay. So, so now in the chat, Please share at least one goal you want to accomplish within your first month at college of how you will be working towards building a community on campus. So in the chat, I see familiarize myself with the new environment. I also see someone says they want to make sure that they are involved in at least 1 to 2 clubs, but also make schoolwork a priority and find balance, step out of comfort zone, join clubs and meet new people. So yes, these are all great goals to have within the first month being at school. Again, building community is so important to making sure that you do have the support system to thrive. Does anyone else want to share in the chat or unmute? So I see Claire says that she wants to have a set routine down, stay organized, but also want to try and introduce myself to new people. Thank you guys for participating in the chat. And I really hope that you guys push yourself. I know it's not always the easiest thing to get out of our comfort zone and speak to new people, but trust me, it will be worth it once you do find your community and you meet new friends.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely be very scary at first, but then once you do it and you look back and you're like, I have all these friends and like things have just been going great. And you just did it. So excited for all of you. That's pretty much the end of our presentation. We do have some other upcoming webinars that you all are welcome to join. We're going to have Monday drop-ins, and this is a time for you to talk to your new college coach through CSF. So you can just drop in and get help with anything if you have outstanding items for college. And then we have one more student webinar that's working during your first year. Very important if any of you are going to work on campus or have a job off campus during college, how to help, juggle all of those demands. But that's pretty much it. Do any of you have any questions for us? Would you like to share anything? If not, you're good to go. I'm gonna stop sharing. Awesome, thank you.
Thank
so nice
you.
to meet you all.